Hey, what is up guys? DRC3 here, back with another My Hero Ultra Impact video, and today we are going to be doing another create your own character video here on the Discord. If you guys have not already joined my Discord and you guys watch the videos, go down to the description below, join the Discord. We got a lot of cool conversations going on, we got club groups, we got a bunch of stuff going on in the Discord, so join the Discord if you guys are interested, especially if you want to make your own characters. This is a good place to do it, and of course I will be showcasing a couple of the characters every week or every other week that people make, and then you guys will be able to vote for whose character you thought was the best in the community post afterwards. So with that said, let's get started. We're going to be starting with Infinite 2.0, and I know he's appeared in quite a few of the videos before. That's just because this guy makes so many different characters, but this one in particular I wanted to go over because I really want this character to come to the game. I really like Toru Hagakure as a character because like her whole power is invisibility, and I'd just love to see an invisible character in the game. I think it'd be so funny. So the plus ultra move is called Warp Refraction. It deals 750% damage to a single opponent, increases character's speed and critical hit rate by 30% for 3 turns, increases character's action skill impact and skill impact by 20% for 3 turns if character is hiding, so she's going to be able to hide. I like that. Decreases a single opponent's critical hit rate by 25% for 2 turns, a medium chance of blinding is fine, blinding all opponents for 2 turns, higher chance of blinding a single opponent if the opponent's critical hit rate is lower than the characters. Okay, that's pretty cool. And so it looks like it's a single targeted plus ultra attack, but it's going to be a single targeted plus ultra attack that also somehow targets everybody with the status ailment. So that's kind of interesting. I don't think there's anything in like the game like that yet that does damage to one character but then status ailments all characters with the plus ultra. So that's really cool and a good idea. And then increasing character speed and critical hit rate with the plus ultra is also good. You didn't go too overboard with that. So overall, I like the plus ultra move. The first action skill is called Surprise Attack. It deals 350% damage to a single opponent, increases character speed and critical hit impact by 25% for 2 turns, decreases a single opponent's defense and action skill impact by 20% for 2 turns, low chance of confusing the opponent for 1 turn. So that's honestly pretty good. Increasing speed again by 25% and then 50% or 30% here gives you a 55% speed increase. That might be a little bit overpowered, but then again, this is only for 2 turns. So you know what? That's not too bad. That's actually not too terrible. And then decreases a single opponent's defense and action skill impact by 20% for 2 turns. That's decreasing defense is actually really powerful. There's not a lot of characters in the game that do that. So that's pretty cool too that she's going to be able to do that. And then low chance of confusing the opponent. If there was a way to increase this low chance, maybe it's in the auto skills below or something like that, then that would make it a little bit better. I think you could give her a medium chance to confuse though. And a cooldown time of 4 turns is perfectly acceptable. That's okay. The second action skill is called Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Increases character speed, max HP, and power by 25% for 3 turns. So it's interesting that you've given like a temporary speed buff that goes away after 3 turns, after 2 turns, so on. So her speed's just going to be changing all up and down, and I find that really interesting. I don't think we have a lot of characters that change speed as much as like this character would be changing speed. I don't know why speed like, you know, would play into Hagakure though. Like it doesn't make sense to me in terms of like her abilities, but I mean, it's still a cool idea. I feel like it's something that would fit more on like Ida or something like that though. Decreases all opponents' critical hit rate and power by 20% for 3 turns. Okay, that's fine. And then character is hidden for 4 turns. Character just gets to hide for 4 turns. That's a little bit crazy, and this is a 5-turn cooldown, so that means on turn 5, the very next turn after you come out of hiding, you'll be able to hide again. I don't know about that. Well, actually not the next turn. It would take 5 turns to cool down, so 2 turns after. I guess there's 1 turn where you're not hiding. So yeah, I guess. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see the way that works out. Auto skill 1. Support for my classmates. Increases character speed and critical hit rate by 25%. More speed increase. Jesus. Increases characters plus ultra skill impact and plus ultra gauge by 20% if character's HP is below 50%. Increases all class 1A ally characters max HP and power by 20% and critical hit rate and speed by 15%. Characters ecstatic for 3 turns when battle starts. Oof, that's crazy. That's actually nuts. The ecstatic perk makes it like this would be a really good overall VE PvP character, like just good for everything. This would be a little bit ridiculous, probably too broken, too much speed going on here, and crit rate increase. I think overall you might need to cut back a little bit on that. There's a lot going on with this kit. The second auto skill, great team up, increases character's power and critical hit rate. Once again, critical hit rate by 20% for 4 turns when battle starts. Increases character speed and critical hit impact by 25% if a class 1A character is on the team. So more speed increased by 25%. She's just going to be the fastest character in the game, which just doesn't make a whole lot of sense in terms of like what she can actually do in the manga and anime. Increases character's max HP and decreases action skill cooldown time by 1 if Yuga Aoyama is on the team. I like that team up. I like the shout out to him. That means you have to make a Aoyama character if you haven't already. So there you go. Aoyama and Toru Hagakure together, that would be a cool release on a banner, like maybe not an Impact Best banner, but a dual banner, you know, where you have 2 characters releasing at a time. I feel like that would be a cool release. Overall, I like your character. I don't know about the speed. I don't know how that really fits into what she does in all actuality, but like, not bad. It's a little bit overpowered with the speed. Everything else is not too terrible, but the speed is just like you gone crazy with the speed. So overall, I like the character. The next person's character we're going to be doing is Sparky Blast 392 or Techno, and they have made a original character. So this is a character not actually in the anime, and this is a character they just came up with for the anime, the game itself, you know, their own imaginative character. It is a mind type UR character with vibrating moves called Reverb, and the plus ultra move is called Echo Prison. It deals 650% damage to a single opponent, medium chance 55% of confusing the opponent for 2 turns, decreases the opponent's skill impact by 25% for 3 turns, also decreases the opponent's defense by 20% for 3 turns if character has composure. Decreasing defense by 20% is really good, especially if you're confusing them. On top of that, that's just making that character practically useless. Action skill 1, Base Quake, deals 275% damage to all opponents, decreases all opponents' skill impact by 20% for 3 turns, also decreases power of all opponents by 20% for 3 turns when used in a second or later successfully executed skill chain. Okay, that's pretty interesting, honestly. You got your technical hit, you're decreasing power by 20% for 3 turns, you're decreasing their skill impact, so you're just making them not super powerful. I mean, that definitely feels more like a PvP skill to me. It's not going to be super good in like PvE, because reducing skill impact, reducing power of opponents doesn't make a massive difference in PvE currently, especially in VE Tower, because VE Tower characters just aren't going to do all that much damage. But in terms of PvP, that feels like a very PvP oriented skill. A cooldown time of 5 though is not the greatest, but we'll see if you have action skill cooldown or anything like that. Action skill 2, Sonic Boom, deals 325% damage to a single opponent, medium chance 35% of confusing the opponent for 2 turns. Also, skill impact is increased by 20% if character has composure. Okay, I'm hoping you give him composure down here below in the auto skills. We'll see though. Cooldown time of 4, not terrible. Overall, fairly balanced skill. The first auto skill is called Vibrating Sound. It gives character composure when HP is above 50%. Okay, so always has composure as long as HP is above 50%. That's pretty good. All character skills will become a bullseye if character has composure. Ooh, that's nice. Also increases character's plus ultra gauge by 15% when character has evasion. Okay, this right here makes the character really good though. As long as he has composure, he gets bullseye. That's really good. Auto skill 2, In the Rhythm of the Music, increases character speed by 25% for 3 turns when battle starts. Gives character the ability to evade 1 time after receiving 3 attacks from an opponent with lower speed. That's honestly not too overpowered. That's fair. Up to 3 times. You even put a limitation on it. Very fair. Also makes character ecstatic if character has composure. Okay, that's honestly not bad, making them ecstatic too. I feel like this is a fairly balanced character overall. I like the kit, and I feel like if anything, you could maybe move this cooldown time to 4, and it would be a little, like, then it would be a solid, very good character. Right now, I would say it's like, that's a fair general pool unit, and I think you've done a good job with designing your character. I honestly like it. Now we have a man after my own heart, Mirko Simp. They have designed a Holiday Threads Mirko, so you already know this is about to be good. All right, the Plus Ultra is called New Year's Kick. Deals 750% damage, deals 775% damage if they are a League of Villains opponent on the enemy team. That's pretty good. Extra 25% damage if they are League of Villains. I like that little add-in. I think we need more add-ins like that when we're taking on League of Villains characters, or vice versa if League of Villains are taking on heroes, stuff like that. The first action skill is called Super Kick, and it deals 500% damage to opponent. I don't really see anything else on there. You could probably manage to add a little bit more on there for that action skill. That's kind of that's a very gutted action skill, but it also deals 500% damage. That's why, like, that's a lot. That's a Plus Ultra move worth of damage. So I see why you didn't add anything besides, like, that's interesting to take. You have basically taken a Plus Ultra and put it on an action skill and said, well, because we're giving this much damage, we're not going to give it any other effects, which is interesting. I find that very, very interesting. I don't know if they would ever do that in the game, but it could be a possibility maybe. Time of the Rabbit is the second action skill. It heals the team by 35% if Bakugo, Endeavor, or Aizawa are on the team, and heals the team by 50%. Why Bakugo though? How does Bakugo fit into this? I'm interested to know why that's the case, but I understand Endeavor or Aizawa. I don't really understand Bakugo being on the team, but I do like the idea of healing the team by 35%. That would make this a somewhat decent support attack character, and we've been waiting for a pro hero support, so interesting. The first auto skill is No Time for Stopping. Kicks at enemy rapidly and leaves enemy stunned for 3 turns. I'm not sure you understand how auto skills work, but I think it should be like this should be like an effect, maybe a medium chance of stunning enemy on action skill or something like that. That would make more sense, you know, medium chance of stunning. That would be a little more fair, and maybe not for 3 turns. For 2 turns would be fair, because medium chance becomes a high chance when you land a crit. And then the second auto skill, Rabbit Kick, kicks the enemy far up, then kicks the enemy down, dealing 30% damage. Once again, I feel like you may have missed the point with auto skills, but maybe make this like a status element or something, or some sort of effect where you have an additional chance to land an extra 30% damage. Let's make it a technical. You get an additional 30% damage on your action skills when you use it in a second or third successfully executed skill chain. Then you can make that auto skill make sense. So that would be fine. And then UR Plus increases all damage by up to 5. Yeah, but overall, I like the ideas behind it. I think a little more work and you can make it a lot better. And the arts you've chosen, I would be happy to see one of these Mirkos in the game for the new year. That would be honestly so sick. Holiday Threads would be... Everybody would go crazy over Holiday Threads Mirko. Let's not lie to ourselves. And lastly, for the final character we're going to be going over, we have Amia's character here. We have a UR Mystic Madness Ochako Uraraka, and I'm guessing this is hand-drawn art right here, so this is really cool. The Plus Ultra move is called Heavy Gravity Suplex. That's such a great name. Deals 700% damage to a single opponent, increases critical hit rate of all allies excluding character by 35% for 6 turns. That is freaking ridiculous. That is so good. Also makes character ecstatic for 3 turns. That's so good. That's so good. Like, and that's not something I could see them doing that eventually too. A 6-turn crit rate up, like maybe eventually as characters scale over time. Action skill 1, Disenchantment. Deals 250% damage to all opponents, and then decreases power of all opponents by 15% every turn when used in a successfully executed skill chain, stackable up to 3 times. So if you use this 3 times in a row, it decreases their power permanently by 15% if you're using it in a successfully executed skill chain. That's kind of crazy. I don't think we have any permanent power down characters yet, so that would be interesting. That'd be really, really cool to see. Action skill 2, Spark Boost Mochi. Deals 375% damage to a single opponent for 2 turns. When character is attacked, high chance 80% of paralyzing the opponent for 1 turn, and then decreases the opponent's defense by 30% for 3 turns, further by 5% if the opponent is paralyzed. Okay, so that's honestly pretty good. Deals damage. It gives her basically a counter where she can paralyze the opponent. Decreases the opponent's defense by 30%. and then further decreases their defense by 35% is what it makes it if the opponent is already paralyzed. That's pretty dang good. That's interesting. I'd be interested to know what the cooldowns are here because we are missing cooldowns, so that would be cool to know. Auto skill 1, Illusory Mass. It increases character's critical hit rate by 20% for 5 turns when a battle starts. That's pretty dang good. 20% for 5 turns when battle starts. That's insane. She'll be a great VE tower character if she was actually in the game. Lowers chance of all allies getting blinded or confused. That's fantastic. That's what we need for like PvP. We need to lower the chance of getting confused from Jiro. That'd be sick. Auto skill 2, Nourishing Aura, regenerates HP of all allies by 10% for 5 turns when the battle starts. That's pretty good as well. So there's a little bit of healing in there as well. This would be a really interesting Ochako or Araka. And of course we have the art. The art is really good as well. Let me know down in the comments which kit you liked better, guys. And I will be doing a community post where you can vote for whose character you liked better. Make sure you go and vote. Support these people who have made these characters. Let them know how you feel. Show them some love for their characters. If you guys enjoyed the video, please go down there, hit that like button as well, hit that subscribe button, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.